Hello and welcome to today's video. If you're new here, then thank you so much for joining us, and if not, then welcome back. So today I am building in the world of Forgotten Hollow, and we're of course building a tiny home for some vampires. I'm very excited to be bringing this video to you guys because this is going to be a new series on my channel where I build tiny occult houses. So I recently did a community poll on my YouTube and I asked if you wanted to see occult tiny houses or tiny houses, and it was a very close vote, but yeah, the occults did win and I'm very excited. So I am bringing to you today the first one, which is vampires. I felt like it was so fitting to make the vampires first because vampires were the first occults that came into The Sims 4. I'm sure they were. They came out 2017, which is the same year that The Sims 4 launched. So yeah, I'm pretty sure this is one of the first packs, one of the first expansion packs in the whole game. So yeah, actually they're not an expansion pack, they're a game pack in the whole game. But yeah, one of the first, and for that reason, honestly, I wasn't expecting much from the build and buy, but I was so surprised. The build and buy is great for vampires. I feel like a lot of the time people really do compare it to the werewolf pack, but I don't know. I think the vampire pack is great. I think there's so much cool stuff. So yeah, I'm really excited to get into it with you. Now, I do want to talk a little bit about the price of this build. So if you do want to download it and you want to have fun with a tiny home for vampires, the price is 46,014 simoleons. So it's definitely not a starter home. It's a little bit pricey for being a tiny home, but I did use a lot of stuff. I feel like I just went all out. I really wanted this place to look cool. I wanted it to feel cool. I wanted it to feel like vampires live here. And yeah, I think I succeeded with it, but hopefully you guys do like it. You can let me know what you think of it. You know, you can let me know if you would want to download it, things like that. But yeah, so this build took me about 3 hours, I think, to do, which is a lot longer than it would normally take me to do tiny houses, but I just spent so much time on it. I was so excited. I just like, there was so much I wanted to do and I did it. I did. Now, I did playtest this build, and I recently said in a recent short, I don't know if you've seen it, but I have a short on my channel where I was creating a bedroom for some vampires, and I said in that video that I have never played around with vampires, which I feel like is crazy. I feel like it's so weird to say that because I don't know, vampires are just so iconic. Like, vampires in The Sims 4, they're iconic. Come on, how have I not played with them? However, I would like to let you know that when I playtested this build with a vampire sim, I got to experiment a little bit with the pack and I'm so excited about it. So, as I said, I did playtest it. It's 100% functional, and yeah, I was playing around with this sim that I created, just like a little vampire sim. I didn't like, you know, I didn't really do much with them. I didn't like create this super cute sim or anything. I was just testing out how the pack works, but really cool. So I wanted to know, like, do vampires show up in mirrors? Because of course, if you've ever watched anything with vampires, well, not in real life, but movies with vampires in them, you'll know that vampires don't show up in mirrors. So I wanted to know if this was true in The Sims as well, and it is. Like, they can use the mirror, they can do everything that a normal sim can do with the mirror, but they can't see themselves and you can't see them. I feel like that's so cool. Like, I love that they added that. I mean, I feel like it's so basic. Like, if they didn't add it, people would be like, whoa, do you know anything about vampires? But I just thought it was cool. Now, there was another thing that I found really interesting about them. So vampires in The Sims 4, they have this kind of like thirst meter, and it's essentially they need to drink blood, and if they don't drink blood, then they go crazy and they just attack Sims and try and suck their blood. And I want to know, for anyone that plays around with occults and like loves playing with vampires, do you like is that really annoying? Like, is it really annoying to have to worry about that? Because I was just thinking, like, how are you supposed to get the first up otherwise? You know, like, you can't just ask someone, can you? Like, oh, can I suck your blood? Like, probably not. I mean, I'm just thinking, not from experience, but from like just how I would react. If someone said that to me, I would probably say no. I probably wouldn't want to get my blood sucked by a vampire, but I don't know. I mean, maybe if we're dealing with people like Bella from Twilight, then we're gonna be all set because I'm sure she wouldn't have minded. But yeah, and anyway, getting back to like the build, I am adding just a fence. I decided to make it a kind of what's it called, like gated community house. I felt like that was fitting. I don't know, I feel like a lot of the time when you see vampires in movies, they have a gated house. I don't know, I watched Wednesday very recently. I know she's not a vampire, but you know, kind of same vibes and stuff. And yeah, I'm pretty sure everything in Wednesday is very like gated, so I don't know, I felt like it was I felt like it was quite fitting, and I felt like it worked really nicely. So there is a lot of um there's a lot of like landscaping and stuff, so you might think that this build looks a lot bigger than 64 tiles. I promise you it is 64 tiles. It is 100% a tiny home. It will have all the perks of a tiny home, and yeah, I really wanted to make sure of that. I feel like sometimes people can say something's a tiny home, but it's just a really small house. And I know that people love to play with the tiny living expansion because it's amazing. Like, it's so good. The amount of bonuses you get with it, insane. So yeah, I really wanted to make sure that it was a tiny home, and it is, so nothing to worry about. I used exactly 64 tiles. I did waste a few of them by doing like a porch, but I don't think it's wasting because I love how it looks. I love it. I think it looks so good. Now, I have a question. Whenever you think of vampires, what do you think of? Like, do you think of vampires from The Sims, or do you more turn to like movies or books? Because personally, I think of a few things. So when I was younger, I really liked this one movie, and it was called Little Vampire. And of course, it was about, well, it was actually about a vampire who was friends with this like little boy. It was such a fun movie, and I watched it recently. I watched it on Halloween last year. And I was really just reminiscing. It was so nostalgic just getting to like watch it all. I loved it. So I watched that again. And you know how sometimes you watch movies back and you think, wow, I just don't remember it like that when I was little. I feel like I honestly remember that movie the exact same. I don't know. I feel like it's just a really good movie even now. I mean, yeah, okay, the CGI, the green screens and stuff, maybe not great, but honestly, I think it's a really fun movie. Another movie that I really think about when I think about vampires is Scooby Doo Ghoul School. Now, obviously, we all know Scooby Doo, but there was this one video, like I had it on video, and I used to put it on every night, and it was called Scooby Doo's Ghoul School. It's my absolute favorite. And every time I try and talk about it with people, they're like, "Oh, I've not seen that one." Like, and it makes me so sad because it's my absolute favorite. But that movie has Dracula in it, which is why it reminds me of vampires. Just in case you weren't understanding the correlation there, it's it's really fun. It's about like this ghoul school, of course. And it's like a girls' ghoul school. And there's like a mummy, there's a werewolf, there's this little dragon called Matches. He's so cute. Anyway, enough about Scooby Doo. I'm getting ahead of myself here. I am getting ahead of myself. But yeah, now something about this build I just wanted to say. I did add little graves outside, and I'm really upset because I really missed an opportunity. I think it's like a like, well, of course it's a myth because they're not real. I mean, are they real? I'm not gonna tell you if they are or not real. They could be. I don't know. We don't know. But I was just gonna say that I really should have added a rose above the grave. I think there's like a myth that if you add a rose above a vampire's grave, they can't rise from it, or they can't rise during the day, something like that. So I should have done that, but I completely forgot. But yes, anyway, we're moving on to the inside of the build. I'm so sorry for rambling for so long, but we are starting off with the kitchen. So the kitchen I kept with the very black and white theme. I feel like black and white are just vampire colors, and I am using the black and white cabinets. Now you know those little like utensils that I used and like hung them under there. Um, I was really debating adding those because I was like, well, aren't aren't vampires allergic to silver? So I made them black to kind of pretend like, oh, they're not made of silver. They're made of something else, you know? Um yeah, I don't know. I, I'm I feel like I thought about it too much. They're burned by silver. So I thought they probably don't want their like metalware to be silver. So I made them black. Just, you know, I don't know. I don't know, but we're done with the kitchen and the hallway. I really really love the hallway. And we're moving on to the living room. Now, the living room is my favorite room in the house, and you might be, you know, you're probably looking at it and you're saying, "Hannah, really? Really? The living room?" But I promise you, it is so cozy. I love it. I used that big tall lamp from the vampires pack, and I used these little like potion plants from the Blooming Rooms kit. And I also used these dividers. These are from the Machino pack. And I decided to put these in to kind of separate the living room from the kitchen. And I just love them. I actually put them on both sides, but I think it gives the house a little bit of a modern touch. It's not insanely modern, but I don't know. I just feel like it really does give it that touch of modern, and it looks so good. I was kind of scared that my sim would not be able to get past there because I know it wouldn't make sense, but Sims are weird. You never know. You never know what's going to get in their way. But anyway, yeah, it's completely functional. I playtested it. It's all good. But we're moving on to the bedroom. Now, the bedroom is the last room. If you don't know, I don't really show bathrooms when I build because I feel like they're a little bit boring. So I didn't show the bathroom. Hopefully that's okay. There is screenshots at the very end of the video, so if you want to see what the bathroom looks like, then you'll see it. Don't worry. But yeah, this is the bedroom, and I love it. It is so sweet. Now I moved the bedroom around, I think, like 45 times. It just wasn't. I move it around even after this. I don't move this desk area though. This desk area is there to stay, and I love it. I did use a typewriter. I felt like it makes the most sense. I was gonna bring up Wednesday Adams again. Again, I know she's not a vampire, but she's definitely been a reason that I've been getting into like these themes of builds, because her like Wednesday the show, along with Harry Potter, and then just like lots of others, like different things. I've just really been in the mood for things like these. Oh, now I don't know if I actually mentioned this, and I should have, but there is of course only one bedroom here, but I did add a bassinet. I added the bassinet from the werewolves pack. There is a bassinet that comes with the vampires pack, but I used the werewolves one. I just thought it looked nicer, but you can change it. It's completely up to you. But yeah, so there is one bedroom, but please feel free to expand this house. It is only 64 tiles, so you could even create a small home with 100 tiles. You know, you can make this house a little bit bigger. You could completely change this room. You could have like 2 bunk beds or something if you wanted some like roommates living in here. It is completely up to you. Play with it however you wish. But yeah, I just envisioned maybe like 2 young Sims. Maybe start off with one sim, find someone else, have a baby, and then expand the house. But yeah. Thank you so much everyone for watching this video. We are coming to the end, so I just wanted to say a big thank you. Please make sure to like and subscribe if you are not already. I really appreciate it, and we're getting so close to 600 subs. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Please give me any suggestions to what you want to see next, and I will see you guys in the next one.